Okay, we should be live.
Yay!
Cool.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, everyone.
I can't remember with this, do we still need to pull up the chat window, or does it go through StreamYard? I think it goes through StreamYard, right?
I think it goes through StreamYard, but let me see. I've got our... Okay, so we are live. Well, I think we can still pop out the chat on YouTube.
Yeah, I sent it through YouTube, so I'm
Cool.
testing it and see if it comes in.
Yeah, I got it. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, okay. It's in the live comments.
Oh, cool. Okay, so it works in both.
It just got a severe delay.
It does. Oh my goodness. Okay, so maybe we should just... I'm gonna pop out the chat just so it's not so delayed.
Hi, Emmy.
All right. Do you want to start?
Hold on. I have to pop out the chat now because I closed it.
No problem. Hi, Emmy. Ooh. So this is our Crooked Kingdom live show.
Okay.
All right. So I just finished this book like a couple hours ago.
Same. Well, I finished it about 3 hours ago.
Okay. I don't know what it is about this month, but I've just been procrastinating like crazy.
Dude, I think it's because everybody's so busy this time of year.
Yeah.
Definitely. I'm in the same boat. I'm so busy that I'm barely reading anything. Oh my gosh. I was making sure your book is not in frame.
What?
Your Christmas presents. I was vlogging earlier and I was like, oh shoot. But I think we're good. Oh yeah.
I didn't see anything. Okay. Oh, okay. No, yours are good too.
So we covered Crooked Kingdom this month. And before we get into it, we do have a book picked out for December. But since it's so busy and the time that we usually do live shows is at the end of the month, but the end of the month is going to be Christmas and New Year's. Do you guys want to have this particular book for 2 months and do the live show in January? So the book that we're choosing is going to be Children of Vice and Virtue. And that way, if you guys haven't read Children of Blood and Bone. Oh, yes, you're right.
I know. I flip them. I flip them because of Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue.
Yes. So what is it?
Vengeance.
What is it?
It's Vengeance and Virtue.
Vengeance and Virtue. Okay.
I think.
So it's the second Tomi Adeyemi book. So if you haven't read Children of Blood and Bone, it gives you a chance to catch up.
Virtue and Vengeance.
So that is the Virtue and Vengeance. Okay. What are your guys' thoughts? Do you guys still want to do it at the end of December, or do you guys want an extra month between the holidays to catch up? What do we think?
I haven't read this one yet.
You need a full 2 months.
So I don't know how in the world I'm going to read this. Your 2 Christmas
and it's already the 8th.
And Virtue and Vengeance. Is that what it said? Was it a Virtue and Vengeance? Virtue and Vengeance.
However, Virtue and Vengeance is like half.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, it's very small.
Oh, I was expecting it to be just as big. Okay, so Emmy prefers 2 months so she can reread. Hannah, you wanted the same thing. You wanted to reread it as well, didn't you?
I think so, just because I've read that one so long ago that I feel like I needed a refresher.
And it's a fantasy, right? So there's a lot going on.
No kidding. It's a whole world and magic system.
Gabby doesn't have a heart attack.
Especially if she's in a reading slump.
I know. It's so bad. Even my favorite book is not getting me out of my slump.
I'm so excited to read that though.
Yeah, me too. I just need to get myself out of it. So,
Okay,
okay.
so we can do at the end of January, but that way,
Yeah.
so the official pick is the second book.
Yeah.
So
And we can
it
also
gives
do
you guys
a Twitter poll if you
time to
want.
pick it up. Yeah, but I think it's pretty like that way. It's kind of easier on everybody with the holidays and everything like that too.
It's really hard because everyone's taking off or visiting family. I think it might just be easier to do it at the end, because I think we did this last year too, where we took, because we read
it's just hard to schedule a show too.
Last year we read Kingdom of Ash, and that one's 1,000 pages, and we took 2 months to do it.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think this one's pretty chunky, actually.
That one is. I think it's over 500 pages.
It is. It is.
I didn't realize this one was over 500 pages.
Oh my gosh, I know. I read like 300 pages today.
Okay, so now that we're getting into Kingdom.
Yes, let's do it.
Okay, I loved this book. It was 5 out of 5 stars, but it took me 3 attempts to read this dang book. And I'm not joking. Like
3?
Because I could not retain anything. So I was going through and I was listening to it. And I just would like zone out every time I tried to listen to it. So
really?
I got to like, I got a decent way and I was like, I don't know what the heck's going on. I'm gonna have to start over. No. To the point where I got to like chapter 11 and was still starting over. It was so bad. So like, how far in is chapter 11? At least a few hours. It's at least a few hours because
look at that. I just went to chapter 11. It's 150 pages through.
So yeah.
Hi, Haley.
Hey, Haley.
That's okay. Apparently, we're slackers too. Hannah took 3 attempts, and we both finished today, like just a few hours.
So I pretty much started and finished this book within 2 days because I just binged it all.
Yeah, I know, because it's so funny. I was listening to it, and like Hannah and I are like listening to the same audiobook, and so it'll tell you where you are. I don't know if yours does that, but it'll say like Hannah's iPhone is at 11 hours remaining, and I'm like, man, Hannah, you better get a move on.
Yet I saw yours and I was like, she's behind me. Like,
yeah.
But yeah, we share the same like audiobook account because like that way we'll share books. And yeah, so when you log in, it'll tell you where your last listened to part was. And we were listening to it at the same time today. So it kept updating every time you got back in the app.
So I also rated it a 5 out of 5 stars, even though the ending killed me.
Yes. So I want everybody to answer this. Like, also, you guys let us know what you guys rated it. Haley, you've read this before, right? You're just doing a reread. I don't want you to get spoiled.
Yeah.
But who is your favorite character?
Nina.
Couple.
Nina Matthias.
Still?
Yes, 100%.
Even with the end? With Waylon and Jasper?
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
Also, Kaz and Inej had some good scenes.
Oh, they did.
Oh, good.
So
yeah, 5 stars.
I'm curious. Is there going to be another book in the series? Is King of Scars like continuing on? Because there's so much, I feel like, unresolved. Like, we didn't get a resolution with Waylon's mom, and
I don't think so.
I mean, I guess we assume he gets her out because he now like has power over all of his father's stuff. But I feel like there wasn't as much of a resolution, and like especially Nina. I mean, we could have a whole book just on Nina and what she's about to want to do. I do like Jasper and Waylon.
It definitely felt like there was a setup for more, but I think it's just a duology.
Okay.
Because it's like known as like the Six of Crows duology.
Yeah. Well, I just wasn't sure if King of Scars kind of went into it.
So I think King of Scars is about Nikolai.
Yes.
And I thought that was before. Like it's maybe I'm wrong with that. I'm not sure.
Oh,
Okay.
because he doesn't have scars in this one.
So Emmy says, I haven't read King of Scars, but it has Nina and Nikolai, but there is supposed to be another book, maybe. Oh.
Okay. So I actually loved that we saw Zoya and Jenya in this book. Like, I don't know why. I hated Shadow and Bone so much. But for some reason, I like those two characters in the book.
So I like the characters. I just like, I don't know. I kept like when we got to that part, I was like, why are they in this book? So I'm like,
yeah, that's true.
It ties it in, but like it felt very out of place. Like, I don't know. It's in the same world, so I get that. But also I was like, why? Where did this come from that they like all of a sudden are needing to tie the world together with the other world?
Yeah, well, I guess because they're like everything with the Grisha and like the politics of like the Fjerdans, the Grisha.
I guess that's true.
They're kind of a big factor of like the Grecian army of Ravka. So, okay, so
Emmy said
Leigh Bardugo. Go ahead. Leigh Bardugo confirmed that her long-term plan for the Grishaverse involves a third Six of Crow book many years down the line.
As in we have to wait many years down the line, or as in it's going to jump in the timeline?
I'm assuming it's going to be a while. That's what I'm getting from
sad.
That. Well, I mean, it's kind of like ACOTAR. I'm still waiting for that spin-off series.
Same. Oh, I'm getting segued. Okay, small segue. Did you see the arc of Crescent Moon or Crescent City?
Yes. Wait,
that's arc? A chunky book. Yeah, there's a book arc circulating, like the picture of the arc. Go to Sarah J. Maas Instagram. It's a chunky book. Holy buckets. I can't.
Oh my gosh.
Haley's like that brick. Yeah, seriously.
Crescent City by Sarah. So Kevin is actually starting to read the Throne of Glass series right now. Yes. I know.
Okay, so
how many? I don't see any. I don't see. Does it say? Oh, March 3rd. It's coming out soon. I haven't seen the arc. No.
So, Haley, who is your favorite couple out of everybody? I know she tweeted it out. Yeah.
Oh my God. That is huge.
It is. It really is a brick.
Well, that's what she said. Sorry.
There's like the... There you go.
Oh, damn. I'm trying to see how many pages there are. 132. 832. Oh, there we go. 832. Thank you.
So Haley says, I think Nina and Matthias, even with what happened.
I'm actually pretending like that didn't happen. Like that didn't happen.
So this is like your worst nightmare for an ending because it's not tied up and people could die like in your ship.
I know. I'm honestly shocked. I'm not giving this like a 1 out of 5 stars.
It's too good though.
It is too good. It is objectively like it's way too good. But honestly, I'm just like, nope, it didn't happen. Didn't happen. That is like not a Gabby approved ending.
So, do you like Six of Crows better or Crooked Kingdom better?
Crooked Kingdom.
I was like, I really like the first book because I like beginnings and I like to see like how everything forms together. But like the last half of this book was too good.
I know.
It's so hard to compare.
I know. And what I liked, so I was like vlogging this, and what I mentioned in my vlog is what I really like is that in the second book, everyone's friends. And I like how they Gabby approved ending.
Like Jeffree Star approved, Gabby approved ending.
Yes. um yes, we'll make that a thing. But I love how like all the characters are friends, so they are having fun and they kind of like joke and poke at each other and kind of push each other's buttons, but they're like friends, so it's more like humorous in this one than it is in the first one, you know, like especially Nina and Jesper, they really like to bicker, and I think it's great.
So who is your least favorite character now out of all of them? Because last time we said Kaz, so is it still Kaz?
It's still Kaz. I really like him, but out of all of them that I had to choose, I mean, Kuwei, I don't consider one of the main characters. He's my least favorite.
No.
But out of the 6, maybe. Okay. I adore Matthias and Nina, but I think Matthias alone, if Nina wasn't there, he would be my least favorite.
Even with the ending when he was like, he reminds me of me when he was like, I can't even talk about the ending. Like,
I know.
even around that entire scene, I can't talk about the ending.
I can't. I'm tearing up.
But like, yeah. Oh. So at that scene,
you know, it's a good book if like it brings out emotions in Hannah.
Yeah, no kidding.
Hannah has a black heart.
Oh yes, it's funny because it's true.
I think Kaz. I think I have to stick with Kaz because when I was in Kaz's point of view, I was like, okay, let's get on to the next. I wanted to be in Jesper's and Nina's and Inej's point of views so much. It is really hard to choose.
It's really hard to choose.
It's really hard to choose.
I think I'm probably in your same boat with that, of being like Matthias without the interaction of Nina. Like if Nina would have been the one to die.
Oh my God, don't even joke.
But I think like Matthias, he went through so much character growth through both entire like books, but like especially at the end we got to see him like, especially when he was like asking for like to look goodness in like his people for Nina, and like
I know it's so hard, but then I love Wylan and Jesper.
Oh, Wylan, we must protect at all costs.
He is amazing. He had such great character growth too.
He has a sweet little cinnamon roll, and I'm like so glad that nothing bad happened to him.
I know. Yeah.
I don't even know where to start with all of this. I have so many emotions for all of this. So I was texting Gabby, and she was like, did you get to the point? Because she was spoiled for this point. And curses to whoever did that on Goodreads to you, because
I knew Matthias died.
Oh my God. So I have not heard anything about this entire series, which is impressive because how long it's been out and how popular. But I did not know. So I was listening to it while I was in the shower, home alone. And like I was listening to it, and then he gets shot, and I audibly screamed out no in the shower because I was so upset. And I was like, what is happening?
I know.
I was panicked.
I know. And then I was thinking, oh, it's okay. She's going to heal him. Jenya's there.
I went through such a roller coaster of emotions.
Can we talk about how Inej can fall from like 20 stories up with like gashes in her extremities, and then she's fine, but like Matthias dies from a gunshot? Like,
because it was a gunshot in the stomach, though. I mean,
I know, but like out of like, I don't know. I feel like it's just like it's so random, and like some random guy, you know.
I will say it's very interesting because Emmy said that she knew before she even got into Six of Crows, and she still cried. I teared up.
I did too
when Matthias died, but for considering him to be maybe one of my least favorite characters, and I still cared that much about the death, I think it's because I cared about Nina.
That's exactly it. I'm like having a seizure. No, that's really it. Like what teared me up is like, especially when they got to like they met back up with Kaz and Jesper and she's just like curled up on his chest. I was like, oh my god, it breaks my heart.
So it was all for Nina. So I went through such a range of emotions during this part. So he got shot and I was like, I audibly screamed. Have a good night, Haley.
I know.
I audibly screamed. And then she got to the point where she's like, come back to me. And he opened his eyes and I'm like, oh, it's okay. We're okay. And then Anesh was like, no, you need to let it go. And I was like, no. I was so distraught.
I know. I know. I was like, no.
I haven't been that attached to a character, like a character death, and I don't know how long.
Without spoilers, A Court of Wings and Ruin.
Oh, you're totally right. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, and Kingdom of Ash.
I cried during that one. Who died in Kingdom of Ash? But definitely Wings of Ruin. Oh, no, I know who you're talking about. Then I don't know who. Then I'm switching them. I know who died in Kingdom of Ash. That bothered me the most, but not.
Check your snap.
What?
In Kingdom of Ash.
Oh, I guess. Oh no, Kingdom of Ash. No, my death was for something else.
In Kingdom of Ash?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. See,
Emmy, we're on the same page. I don't remember.
Your vlog, you cry in your vlog-ish with Aquawar.
I do?
Yes.
I definitely remember Kingdom of Ash. I don't remember Aquawar. I think it's because this person doesn't stay dead. So I think that's why.
Yeah, but like
I probably did. Let's be real. But like they don't stay dead. So
okay, tangent.
yeah, sorry, we're getting off topic here. But I was but I was way more affected by that death than I was expecting me to.
Yeah, me too. And even though I knew it was coming, and I knew it was coming, and because I knew it was coming, I had to read the scene. So I read it out of context, like just like I found it, and I just kind of read it, and I was like, okay, it's fine. But then after reading the book and becoming attached to like the characters and Nina and Matthias's relationship, and it was hard.
I will say, if we were going to lose somebody, he was the one to lose. You cannot have Jesper. He's finally getting redemption.
No.
Waylon must be protected at all costs.
What about Kaz?
No, because he's the like head honcho. So like if he would die, everything would fall apart. And like the Six of Crows like wouldn't be protected.
I guess Matthias is kind of more of the outsider of everything. It makes sense out of everybody to have died, Matthias. Question, do you think, speaking of King of Scars, would you ship Nikolai and Nina?
I have to see their dynamic. I still kind of ship Nikolai and Elena.
Ugh, Elena, no one deserves her. Or she doesn't deserve anyone.
Yeah. But out of the like 3 options, it was the Darkling. Also, Nikolai was my ship. I like never liked Mal, so.
Yeah, no, I know. Is Elena still alive? I forget. She faked her death, right?
Yeah. Because remember, they grow old.
That's right.
So, where do we want to dig in with? I want to talk about Waylon and Jesper.
Yes.
Because Waylon is my sweet little cinnamon roll that I'm very protective of, and I'm like,
I love the ending. He just got so much like spunk in him.
I was so proud of my little cinnamon roll for like playing off with Jesper of like reading that whole thing about his dad, and I'm like, exactly. I was so happy. It's like, you're an asshole. Like, you totally deserve this. Like, oh, I was so proud of him. Also, did you guys guess about the mom?
No.
I was floored. Also, I was like, Kaz knew and sent them. Like, did not even warn them. But also, I'm like, well, if Kaz would have warned them, I don't know if they would have believed him / wouldn't.
Yeah.
So
I
I
was
just
actually
felt
worried
so
about
bad.
his torture as well. But I had an idea. I
Yeah.
felt like he knew he was getting kidnapped. But what surprised me is that the two that beat him up were on their team. I just assumed that they planned him to get kidnapped, and then they would obviously torture him for information, and then he would crack with the wrong information.
So as soon as he said, like, I'm not like them, so I told them everything, and I was like, that's a lie.
Yeah,
I was like, he would not do that.
What about the kiss scene with the piano?
Oh, with the fake violin.
Yes.
That was great.
Yeah.
I was like, Jesper, how dare you? We need to have a talk. Like, how could you confuse the two? Like, you're supposed to be in love with him. How did you confuse? Like, no. I was very irritated at Jesper and wanted to have a sit down with him and be like, listen, you do not deserve Wyland. Like, you better pick up your game here.
Yeah, and that's what Wyland said. He's like, how could you not tell us apart?
Exactly. Jasper definitely deserved to be in the doghouse after that.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, so good. Did you were you surprised with Jesper's fabrication, or like being able to like wield his bullets?
That doesn't surprise me because he had so much like untapped potential with being Grisha and then like never really seeing it. So I felt like we were always like, it's kind of like magic. Like,
Right.
They're trying to distract you with him not knowing how to do something while he's doing something over here with the real trick. So I'm like, I'm sure that I was waiting for it to come out of something that he's been doing. I do really like with Jesper that we got to see his dad play a role because these characters are like in their 16, 17 years. Yes. So I'm really glad that we got to see a parent role be a part of this whole thing, and the relationship we got to see that develop and how that took a toll, and all of that was such good writing.
I agree. I do like, that was one thing that I was thinking about myself, is I'm glad that we have parents. Like, Wyland has a father, he has a mother. Granted, they're not, I mean, his mom isn't around and his father is not a great parent figure, but he has parents. Inej was kidnapped, and then I forget what happened to Nina's parents. She hasn't seen them. Or she's supposed
to. The ending with Inej's parents.
Oh my gosh.
That was such a tender moment. Oh my gosh. Also, I was like, the point where Kaz was like, wait, is my tie straight? I was like, he is so cute. I was so happy at that point.
I know. Oh, why couldn't they all? No, you know what? It's okay, because Matthias and Nina are fine.
It didn't happen. Denial at its finest.
They're still sitting on the couch, and I love how he fought all of his instincts, and he was like, no, it's okay. Like, I don't know, like when they're curled up on the couch and he's like, we're not supposed to be this close, we're not even married, like no PDA, but then he's like, but it's Nina. I don't know, it's so sweet.
So Emmy said, I gotta admit, I rolled my eyes a bit when he curved the bullet.
Yeah.
It was, I mean, it's very predictable that it's gonna happen.
Let's see what else.
we got a ton of development with Kaz and Inej in this book. A ton. Ooh, and
Yeah.
Kaz, when he like went into the house when they were being like basically when he like took over the dregs.
Yes.
That entire scene was amazing.
Yes, super good. So good.
And I loved that oh, what's his name? Like dressed up as Kaz to mock him, and he's like, "Look at this imitation. Why would you like have an imitation when it's you have me here?" I just was like, that was so twisted so perfectly.
Peck Hollins or something like that. What's his name?
Yeah,
Peck
Hollins.
Something like that.
Pecker Rollins.
No. That's the king. That's the of the.
Yes. Who's the
who's the general?
dad figure?
Per Haskell.
Yes.
Yeah, Per Haskell is the dregs general, and Pekka Rollins is the Dime Lions general, and he's the reason he duped or he conned Kaz and his brother when they were younger.
Yes. I did like that we got to see the full circle.
Yes.
Did you, when he was being so elaborate with taking the sun, did you think that he actually took the sun?
I did.
I did too. And I was like, oh my God. And when he was talking about like,
I did.
Inej just like not being able to forgive him for this, I was like, oh my God, he actually did it. Like, I knew that he would do it, but I was like, I thought that he was still going to be safe. And then when it turned out he never did it, I was like, well, damn, you just bluffed a lot then.
Yeah.
And got lucky.
Agreed. Yeah, I totally thought he did it.
Do you feel bad for Pecker or for Haskell at all?
Mm-mm,
or Pecker Rollins, I mean? Even though he's being so, like, worried about his son's safety?
No.
Do you think that hurt him at all?
Mm-mm.
I wonder how many people he actually conned. Because, like, he basically, he still, at the end of the entire book, still never remembered the brother's name.
I know. Isn't that horrible?
And so it's like, you clearly don't, lives don't matter that much to you.
Yeah. I was really hoping that Tanta Helene would have died as well. See, that's another thing. Like that, the menagerie thing didn't, I was really hoping that they'd kill her.
Did we really ever see them kill anybody though? Because they were never killers; they were just thieves.
Nina ended up killing.
Yes, and then they shot people in the first book at the castle.
Kaz definitely killed. He threw the secretary to Smeet, the lawyer for Pekka Rollins, his secretary. He threw him off remember he hung him upside down at the beginning and tried to get information on Smeet and let him, like, dropped him off the building.
I guess that's true.
Yeah, but there's one quote in here that kind of resonates, and he was telling Inej, like, they never harmed the innocent. And I was like, that is true. I mean, they did kidnap Alice, but they never actually hurt her.
I like that Inej is like, I think that they're still good in this town, and I like that she's like, I think they're still good in you too. And I was like,
oh, I know. And him trying to get like seeing his struggle with like touching skin.
That whole scene was so well orchestrated. When she was like cutting through the bandages, I'm like on edge.
It's crazy how like I definitely applaud Leigh Bardugo for creating such intimate scenes without it being intimate. Like,
yes, the tension building is amazing.
Yes, like just that scene where he just like kisses her neck, and I'm just like,
yep.
You would have thought more happened.
Yeah.
Really, really good. Really good. Whose backstory did you like the most?
Oh, God.
Like, whose did you enjoy? Like, whose flashback did you enjoy the most?
Probably a toss-up between Waylon or Jesper. Okay. I really liked the scenes with Jesper with his mom. I really liked that. And, like, hiding things from his dad, like when like they would have a special bond, and when he would like go to sleep, they would like do like pretty much magic, and I thought that was really cool to see all of that between them too. And then I really liked like Waylon's fight for his life when he like jumped off the boat and like trying to make it work. I really liked seeing him like live on his own and like make it on his own type of thing, because I think that's very relatable. And
agreed.
Who's your favorite?
I would say
who's your backstory favorite?
I would say Nina and Matthias. I love like seeing them trek through the snow and having to like fight for their lives. I guess like in the book, I would say Waylon's, but like in the story in a whole, I'd say Nina Matthias. Just like seeing her get captured and like seeing how they have to like fight for survival, trekking through the snow, and her that scene in the tent when she was like, okay, you can freeze to death if you want, but I'm not freezing to death. So, I mean, get over yourself. I love that scene. So, yeah, I'd say that's my favorite.
Emmy said, I wish we had gotten more flashbacks from Nina, like from before she left Ravka.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. Inej's, I feel like Inej's backstory was just more simple. It's not that I didn't care for her backstory. I liked all of their backstories, but I think hers was my least favorite just because it was a little more simple. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it didn't tug at your heartstrings like the other ones did.
Exactly. It just like seeing her perform, in front of her uncle and parents, like it was sweet, but it wasn't like how, seeing it from Waylon's point of view when he's getting letters from his dad and he knows he can't read them. And I'm just like, oh.
Yep. I'm still, Wylan is a Cinnamoroll and he must be protected at all costs. The fact that he had to go through all of that, I'm just like,
I know.
Awful.
I love Wyland.
He's got to be like one of my favorite characters I've read this year, probably.
Yeah.
I think over time he might overtake. I mean, I really like Nina's sass and banter, but if we're talking like I don't know who would be my favorite. I think over time I would think about Wyland more than Nina.
Interesting. See, that's why I think Nina and Nikolai would get along really well, because
oh yeah, the banter would be great.
Yes. I feel like Alina was just too stupid to understand his sass. Like he tried to like flirt with her and be like funny with her, and she just like such a wet noodle.
Yeah,
she was just such a wet noodle. So I think I might read King of Scars now just to see. I don't know. I was literally so mad when Waylon's dad tried to get him killed on the boat. I know.
Yeah.
And that's what's crazy, because like there's a scene where Waylon's like, my dad's really not that cruel. But then I'm like, wait. You're having a flashback of him trying to kill you. What?
Yep. Oh, so I was listening to that part in the car and I was driving home, and so I don't have a lot of outward reactions to audiobooks or to books in general. However, when I'm listening to an audiobook and I'm really into it, I will talk back to it. So we got to that part and he was like, my dad's really not a cruel person. Like, I can't really tell when he stopped loving me. And I was like, oh, honey. I was like, you do. And then he got to the part where he's like, I know when he stopped, like, because it was this time when he tried to kill me. And I was like, Waylon, like, just because that they, like, didn't, like, outwards, like, they still treated you like shit for so long. Like,
I know.
Just because it happened subtly does not mean it makes it okay. Like, oh, man. I was very bad.
Did we ever figure out why he put his mom in the asylum? I don't know if I totally missed that.
So he was upset because Waylon couldn't read. And he was like, well, Waylon is defective, so the mom must be defective, and I don't want anything heir with another one, but I need an heir. So that was the only way that they could get divorced is if they put her in an asylum.
Got it. I must have missed that. I was just like reading through it so quickly.
It makes me so sad that they finally got to reunite, and it was not with Waylon's face.
I know.
And I'm like, she didn't even know, and it wasn't because it wasn't his face. Like, he was still that other guy. And I'm like, maybe she would have been okay if it would have been Waylon's face.
I know. And then there was the scene where like Waylon at the end when like Matthias comes back and he was like, we were all supposed to make it. I was like, oh.
Can't.
I know. Where's that? I can't. Oh yeah, here it is.
We were all protected at all costs.
We were all supposed to make it, said Waylon softly on 510.
Oh, my heart is bleeding for him.
I know.
This book is so good.
I know. I will say though, I feel like Nina, who do you think is the strongest character to have like overcome like their partner dying? I think Nina. Like
what do you mean?
So like I feel like Nina's seeing good. She's trying to find the good in like Matthias dying. She's like, I have a purpose now ish. Like she is going to go and like try and help the Fjordans, you know? But I'm wondering, like, I think if Inej had died, I think Kaz probably like would have lost his humanity.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think like if Waylon had died, how Jesper would have taken it or vice versa. And
Jesper
I feel like
would have went straight back to gambling.
Yeah. So I think Nina is probably the strongest to have overcome like her significant other dying.
I think Inej could probably handle it.
I think she probably could have as well.
I think it would only have been Nina or
Inej.
I think Matthias could have dealt with it too. Although when he was like, I just need to see you one more time. And I was like, I can't.
I know. I don't know. I don't necessarily know. I think he would. I think if Nina had died, Matthias would have gone back to Grisha being unnatural.
I don't think so. Because even when he was getting shot, he was like, he's so young, like maybe I can help him. And he was like trying to get other people to.
You're right. It depends on who would have killed Nina. If a Grisha had killed Nina, I think he would have maybe reverted back to potentially.
I don't know. I think like Nina changed him for good, because then that would be saying that Nina was unnatural, and I don't think he could ever be like that.
That's true too. Yeah.
Also, Jesper is a Grisha too.
That's true.
And he wouldn't stop being friends with Jesper at that point.
That is true. Yeah. I love how, I also really like how Kaz, I feel like he cares more about them in this book, which makes sense because they've actually become friends. But when Waylon is like, I want my face back, and just Kaz mentioned, what'd he say? Like, are you sure you don't want to wait? And Waylon was like, no, I don't want to. He was like, okay, fine.
Also, like at the end when he was like, maybe we'll snap your friend's necks or something at the end when they were threatening to, they were trying to find the guy, and he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And they were threatening Kaz. When he said like, they were trying to blackmail him with like hurting his friends and stuff, he like were like shot back at them because of that. So like you can tell that he's protective.
Yeah. I liked seeing that character growth. I think Inej's character is the one that had a more like just more steady.
Yeah, because she was already very level-headed, and she was very like she was already at that level.
There wasn't like too much
room to grow. Yeah, exactly.
I already really, yeah. She was kind of the best of who she could already be. But
Although,
can we talk about the scene where she was like, it's hard for me too? Like that, the bandage scene, you know, and
yes.
she's like, I think I see like my clients on the street. She's like, it's hard for me too. And I'm just like, oh my God, she's 16.
Yep.
I didn't,
So much damage.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about the white knight or something? It was the other fighter, the other spider that she was fighting against, that she was like, she's better than me.
Oh, the one that had like Nikolai's blood?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah, the princess of...
She was interesting. I don't know why she came in. She was only in for like 40 pages or something.
Yeah.
We saw her
Maybe
twice.
that'll be more in King of Scars.
Maybe. I don't know. What did you think of her? I feel like a lot of characters came and gone in this book.
Yeah. So with that, I was kind of like, I understand that she needed to have an opponent that questioned her talent, because I think that shows character growth with her, because she realized that she's not the best and that she can be beat and things like that. However, I
feel like Kaz was kind of that for her.
Yeah, but they had different skill sets, because he couldn't ever like scale a building like she could. Like, she was the spider.
That's true.
So, but I kind of wish like that part didn't. I don't know.
It was kind of. It was honestly kind of like worthless, because in the end, it didn't really make a difference. Like, she could like the whole. I know it like had the whole bandage scene, but she could have like gotten hurt some other way.
But I will say, like, because of that opponent, she had to like close her eyes and remembered that she was like, she grew up here, she knew her footing, and it brought her back to the flashbacks. So it kind of tied in with the rest of her backstory of her like needing to rely on her senses of how she learned.
That's true.
And then I was like irritated that the other lady like cheated basically and like threw crap at her.
Yeah. It reminded me of The Lion King. I know, super random. Like when
Explain yourself.
When Simba and Scar fight and he like throws.
Oh yeah.
Sorry. Weird tangent.
I was like, what are you talking about? They're not related. Like
yeah. Oh, did you like how we finally got like why crows?
Yes.
I love that, because I had always wondered like why 6 of crows? Like why crows?
Also, I wonder if that's real.
I don't know. That's a good question.
Because then I imagine all of those crows just tell them all that I'm the one that's terrified of birds, and now I feel more targeted.
Yeah. That's interesting. I don't know.
Crap. Emmy says it is. That's it. I'm just known as the scared bird lady.
What was your least favorite scene?
In what context? Of like that I didn't enjoy, or that I was like the most mad at?
Both. It's
that's such a whole thing to unpack there. Ooh, that's terrifying, Abby. In this book particularly, not the whole series, right?
Either one.
I think the one that made me I disliked the most is when they killed the dog, because I feel like that's very unnecessary to put animal deaths in the very first one. With the Inej's backstory, they killed the dog.
Yes,
I could have done without that entire thing.
Not necessary.
I
feel like it was just so well written.
Oh yeah, all of it's well written.
It's crazy that she wrote Shadow and Bone.
I know. Oh, so
I can't recommend Shadow and Bone. I cannot recommend
it. And like the skill is miles different.
I know.
So I like tell people now too. I'm like,
I'm curious.
Just Just don't read Shadow and Bone. Just don't you don't need to read it. Just read Six of Crows.
Really
You're
don't.
fine.
Okay, Ruin and Rising came out in where's the publication? 2014. And then Six of Crows came out in
Not that many years apart. Probably like 2016, right?
Let's see.
Yeah, Emmy says she's only keeping Shadow and Bone for the full series.
2015, 1 year. 1 year.
Miles different. Did she go to a writing retreat or something? Like, oh my gosh.
Oh my god, did you realize there's a map?
Yeah.
Where have I?
There's like a few maps in here.
And there's a map in the ice courts.
Yeah.
Where have I been?
Dude, like there's this map and then there's that map as well.
Yeah. There's a map in Shadow and Bone as well, but I mean, that doesn't mean anything.
That's Shadow and Bone.
There's 1 year difference between the two, and it's like night and day.
She does still have similar writing styles, though. She does like get off to a bit of a slow middle, and then everything crescendos, and it just doesn't stop until the end. Very similar to Brandon Sanderson writing.
Yeah, and she also has really good action scenes where like you're kind of on the edge of your seat. I noticed that. Like I did enjoy her action scenes in Shadow and Bone. I felt like I kept wanting to know more and how it was, what was going on, but I don't recommend it. I think that like you see more of the Shadow and Bone characters in Crooked Kingdom, but once you get through Six of Crows, it doesn't really matter. Like you don't necessarily need to know Zoya and Jenya's backstory as much, and like Nikolai's backstory from Shadow and Bone.
So Emmy says, I read and loved Ninth House, and her writing style was the same there. I've heard
Ninth House, is that new?
Yeah, it's the adult novel that she just released.
Ooh, like adult romance or
just adult fantasy. It's about secret societies at Yale.
Oh,
but I've heard
college
not so good things about the end bit of Ninth House.
Is it not Gabby approved?
I don't think this would be a.
Dark.
Oh yeah. Yeah, all the trigger warnings.
So like suicide, I'm assuming.
I think there's like animal mutilation, things like that. Like like a lot of different trigger warnings. From what I've heard, and I don't think this is a spoiler, there's like 3 different almost endings. Like it's like wrapped up, and then she kept writing, and then like she changed the ending and just left all of it. Yeah, without too many spoilers.
Interesting. I also heard that King of Scars was not great.
Yeah, I've heard that too. So I like the entire premise of Ninth House sounds good, but I just yeah. I just don't know if I would be able to deal with that plus the ending.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, you would not be able to handle that.
I feel like I already read Sadie, so I'm good for the next 5 years.
That's such a good book, though.
It really was. Oh, so good.
Well, is there anything else that you want to talk about before we wrap up this?
Yes. Do you feel like Six of Crows lives up to the hype? Because you know how a lot of times we read books and we are disappointed because they're so overhyped.
This definitely was. Yeah, because how many YA books around heist stories is there? There's not a lot. And this one is so well done. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yep.
Agreed. I don't think it's very rare for me to like rate both books in a series 5 out of 5 stars.
Yes.
There are only a handful of series like that. Throne of Glass. And even I think in Throne of Glass, I rated one of the books like a 4 out of 5 stars.
Yeah, and to have a full story in 2 books that didn't feel like we needed more information or like it was drawn out too much, I think that's very good.
Yeah. Yeah. I will say, like, and I think I appreciate the ending to Crooked Kingdom. And I think this is why I'm like, okay, it didn't tie up all the way, is because I feel like in Shadow and Bone, the end in Ruin and Rising, I feel like it just ended and it just didn't make sense how it ended. You know, there was like not a really good resolution. It was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna come up with an ending, you know, and this is how it's gonna end. Kind of like how people feel like Mockingjay ended with Hunger Games. But with Crooked Kingdom, I feel like there didn't have to be like a resolution with everything. And I'm actually okay with it. Like,
So is it a Gabby proof ending?
she mastered it very well. But I'm like, I'm okay. I'm okay with it. Like, I'm okay with like Nina moving on and going and like figuring things out. And I'm okay with like Inej and Kaz. Like, we assume they're together, but like they're continuing their like relationship, I guess, working together. And I guess like, and like we assume that, I guess, with Wyland's mom, like, I'm okay. Cause like, it doesn't just end. Like, it's not like she just like came up with a random ending just to end it.
Yeah.
But it also like, it fizzles out well. What?
It gives the illusion that they're going to be okay.
Yeah, because it's like, it makes you feel like, I mean, when a book ends, like, the story's not over, you know? So she like leaves it to where like there's going to be more, you know? Like,
yeah, and she's built up the support systems that make it feel like it's okay, because you're like, well, they have all of this, like they'll be okay. Like, exactly. I can be okay with letting it go.
yeah. So, which is way better than I can say for the ending of like Ruin and Rising, where I'm just like, where did this come from?
Yep.
So I did like the ending. I feel like I agree. I feel like in this whole series is what, a little bit under 1,000 pages, and we have such a good story, because like the first book is like 400 and some pages, and then this was like 530 or something like that.
Yeah.
So from start to end, this duology is under 1,000 pages or around 1,000 pages, and we have such a great story.
Yes.
I like that it's a duology. I like that it's not a trilogy.
Same. I think it ended like, because there was not enough excitement going on, like, because Kaz has a handle on things.
Yeah.
So if they were to have a third book in the series, I think things would have
drawn out.
Yes, and that it wouldn't match with character, like, development, because he's already established this like hold on this city.
Yeah.
So for something to be wrong, for them to go through another one, something would have drastically had to happen.
Yeah. I think 3 books would have just not it, because I don't know where she would have ended. Like, if she had made Crooked Kingdom into 2 books, like, where would she have ended it? You know what I mean? Because like the first half is a little bit more slower. Excuse me. So yeah, I enjoyed it. I think it lived up to the hype. I was really worried. I was so worried.
Especially after you've been spoiled.
Yeah, but also after reading like the 3 books that I was just like, I can't. I was really worried that like this was gonna be just a letdown.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I've been recently with like a lot of hyped books, I feel like we've been disappointed a little bit more.
Well, Children of Blood and Bone is hyped a lot, and it's good, but I think that one may be a little overhyped.
Okay.
It's still good, but it's a little overhyped.
Okay.
But that's because I didn't really care for the romance that much in that book.
Interesting.
You need to read it.
I will. I do. I know.
Because you're going to have a lot of annoyed thoughts when you're reading? Like, because you'll see all of my annoyed thoughts in there.
So I was like, I didn't read the ending, but I was like looking to see how many. Okay, no spoilers, guys, but I'll keep it covered. But hang on, where is it? Okay.
Did you read the ending of this?
No,
already?
I didn't. But Hannah, you're like, how dare you end it like this?
Yep.
So I wanted to see how many pages this were, and then I saw that. How dare you end it like this? And I'm like, it's gonna be good.
I vaguely remember how it ends, to be honest.
Okay.
I need to reread it.
Okay.
But I do remember being very upset and being like, I need to read the second one.
Yeah. I think, Hannah, I don't believe her
like, concerning the ending. Oh. I have to reread it. I don't fully remember. I just remember being upset, and clearly it was me being upset at that point.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely reread it. I want you to reread it while I'm reading it.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so I think we decided January, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. That'll give us some time. Does anyone have anything else they want to add?
I think I'm good. I'm excited for you to finally read Blood and Bone, Children of Blood and Bone.
Yeah. And then when is
I'm gonna buy the audiobook for
when is Carrie? There's a book coming out. Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue. Isn't there a third one coming out?
Yeah.
What's coming out in February?
Well, there's one of Getting Lucky. That was the novella. And then that's getting turned into a show. I saw something from Mackenzie Lee because I follow her. Bye, Emmy. Thank you for tuning in, and we are very excited that you're going to come back too.
Bye.
We'll see you at the end of January, and then just stay tuned on our Twitters because that's when we'll put out the live show date.
Yeah. I mean, if you wanted to, if we finish Children of Blood and Bone, we could do a quick impromptu December Children of Blood and Bone live show. If we have time.
Yeah, stay tuned on our Twitters.
Yeah, we could do that. And then we could do Children of Virtue and Vengeance in January. And then just if we both happen to finish Children of Blood and Bone around the end of December, beginning of January, we can do a quick impromptu live show for that one.
Cool.
All right, then.
All right, well, thank you guys for tuning in, and we will see you, or stay tuned on our Twitter, I guess.
Yes. Thanks, everyone. In broadcast.